Now that we're over with Thanksgiving and all that turkey, it's time to turn our thoughts to the next season's celebrations and what shall we cook for those? Well, a big favorite in my household is cioppino, that famous Italian fisherman's stew. Now, cioppino isn't really difficult to make, but I'll be honest with you, there's one really important component. As with most soups, it's a good stock. And the stock does take time, so that's something you could always do a day in advance. I made a shellfish stock for my cioppino. I took the shells from some easy peel shrimp and some lobster tails. I took some small pieces of the crab legs and I actually roasted them, and then I created a beautiful flavorful stock. The details are in the recipe. Once you have that done, you're ready to start cooking. Now, here's where your oven comes in. You're going to have quite a bit of seafood to cook, and we don't all have huge pans large enough to accommodate all of that seafood. So what I like to do is actually cook the seafood in either the convection oven or the combi steam oven. Today, I'm going to use the combi steam oven in the combination convection steam mode, because I'm going to use my convection oven to make, what else? Sourdough garlic bread. What a perfect meal. Let's look at how this all comes together. So it's very simple to prepare the base for your cioppino. You're going to begin by sauteing your onions over moderate heat so they don't burn, and stir in your fennel. And when those vegetables have softened, you can stir in some mixed Italian seasoning and your garlic. Let those cook for a minute or two, and now it'll be time to add your red chili flakes and tomato paste and whole tomatoes. Let those cook down for a few minutes and add the wine. Now, if your pan is large enough, you can add the stock to the pan, or you can then transfer this mixture into a larger pan with the stock to simmer for 30 minutes. Set your timer, because once the base is done, it's time to cook the fish and get the garlic bread toasting. So it's smelling really good in this kitchen with this base for the cioppino cooking away over here. I have the seafood stock in a separate pan heating up, and I'm going to combine the two now. And I'm getting ready to put my fish in the oven. I've preheated my combi steam oven to 375 degrees, and I'm using a moderate humidity level. So to prepare the seafood and the fish, I've cubed the fish, and this is wild rockfish, the prawns and the lobster tail. So a little bit of freshly ground pepper, and then some salt. Nice coarse kosher salt, a little more mixed Italian seasoning in there, and of course we're going to add some olive oil, a nice robust olive oil with plenty of flavor, and how about some lemon zest, just to keep it nice and fresh and bright tasting, and there you go. So I'm going to spread the seafood onto a rim baking sheet and put it in the oven and set the timer for 4 minutes. Might take 5, the shrimp are a little on the large side, but I think 4 minutes is a good place to start. I've also preheated the oven for the garlic bread, and we'll get that in the oven in just a minute. We don't want to rush it too much because we want everything to be ready at the same time to serve. So here we go. The beautiful rockfish, shrimp, and lobster tails. So I always find it's a good idea to set the timer a little less than you think the cooking time might be, because you can always add a little bit more. So this really elaborate but very simple to prepare dish has really come together quite easily. After the soup base had cooked through, I combined it with the shellfish stock and brought it to a lovely gentle boil. And then I was able to add in the crab and the clams. The fish and the shellfish were ready to come out of the oven, so now it's time to combine everything in one pot. And you can see, as I combine the ingredients, why I found it beneficial to cook it separately, because we've got quite a lot of seafood. And you can also see all these lovely juices that have collected in the base of the pan that I used to cook this seafood in. That's one of the features of cooking in the combi steam oven. You bring out these beautiful juices, and that's flavor. It will make the soup taste even better. So all we have to do now is wait for the garlic toast to cook, and dinner is served. So it's elaborate, takes a bit of time, but it's so delicious. I hope you'll enjoy your cioppino.